So, I wanted to have a little chat about Assassin's Creed Shadows. And before we jump into this, I want to let you all know that yes, I did get Shadows from Ubisoft and I got it early, but that has in no way made any impact on my thoughts and stuff towards the game. And that is the case for every game that I ever play, and it will, if I get it for free, if I get sponsored, it will never ever impact how I feel. And yes, I still would have paid for this game, even if it was just a 1-month subscription with Ubisoft Plus. And also to let you know, if you are interested, I am doing a full walkthrough series for the game, which I'm really enjoying so far. I'm about 7 to 8 hours in. And there is a brand new video every single day, exactly the same time, 5:30 AM in the UK. It's a very odd time, but by the time I got hands on and managed to upload my first video, that was the time it fell, so I've just stuck with that time. And now jumping into it, so the people have been bashing the game quite a bit, and they started before the game even released. And I've noticed this trend, especially when it comes to Ubisoft titles, where people just bash for the sake of having something negative to say. And it's not just Ubisoft, it happens with a lot of other companies nowadays as well. And I totally get it from some points of view. Some companies are really bad, some have really bad games, so on and so forth. But I'm not talking about the companies here, I'm talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows, the game itself. And it was bashed at least a couple of days before the game even launched. I think it probably started when the early gameplay walkthroughs and stuff were being released, if not even before then. And not only that, now the game is fully released, there's even articles talking about the game being bad because it's not a full-fledged RPG. So there are people out there that are trying to compare this sort of a game with something like Baldur's Gate 3. And that makes absolutely no sense to do. And remember, this is all opinion, just like everybody else has theirs. So that article, that's their opinion, but I'm putting mine out there. And with that, I do see problems in this game. It's absolutely no way a perfect game. And if I had to point out some of the personal problems through my walkthrough, I would say 1, the Kujikiri. I'm not a fan of that mechanic whatsoever. Basically, you sit there and you've got these 4 prompts on your screen, the buttons change, but as you're progressing through it, basically unlocking the memory sort of thing, it starts to slowly fade the prompts out of your screen, and you're just sitting there repeatedly pressing this combo of 4 buttons. So say it's left on your D-pad, up on your D-pad, A and B. You've got to keep pressing them basically in rhythm, and if you mess one up, it basically takes progress away, and you have to do it for a certain amount of time so it triggers the memory, and I really don't get on with it. And besides that, the parkour in this game, I don't feel it's anywhere near as good as previous Assassin's Creed games. It feels a little bit off, and I don't know how they would improve on the system, but sometimes if I want to drop down onto a wall, instead of just dropping down onto that wall, which is a couple of foot underneath where I'm standing, Naoe, which is the character I'm currently controlling, will just do a drop hang sort of thing, and I have to climb back up, walk a little bit further along, then get onto the wall. Sometimes it can feel a little bit off with the parkour. And just to let you all know, because I forgot at the start of the video, the gameplay in the background is random from one of my walkthrough episodes. So when I'm talking about certain things in the game, you're not necessarily going to see it in this video. But on top of the parkour and the Kujikiri, it can actually be quite easy taking a leader of the Ondio down, which is the main leaders in the game. Because all you really have to do, at least for one of the early ones, all you have to do is sneak up on them and press the assassination button, and that is the entire fight done. And I mean, yeah, if you're trying to speedrun through the game, that's going to just make it easier. But if you're trying to take in the story, and from my point of view, if you're doing a walkthrough or something like that, where you're trying to pay attention to the game, you're taking in the cutscenes and everything like that, and you're trying to get a full, immersive experience, having a system like that, even playing on easier difficulties, just kind of ruins it. It's well, where's my boss fights? In my opinion, it takes away from the fun when you can go up to one of the leaders of the, basically of the entire game. You can go up to what I would feel is supposed to be a boss, and you can just one-tap them. It can be a little bit frustrating, but on top of that, I've also experienced some lag. I've experienced a bit of freezing. It's not happening too often, but I also had problems with the servers. They went down. I was still able to play, but I basically temporarily lost my cloud save. So now I'm making sure that when I'm playing, I'm doing a manual save that's not saved on the cloud, and I'm doing a manual save that is cloud enabled. And with that, some of the cutscenes, at least at the start of the game, I've not really noticed it too much getting further into it, but some of them were out of sync. And then some of the characters, like one for an example, Yaya, she seems like really sad, as though she's been through a lot, but she's completely emotionless and expressionless. So she'll be talking about like a sad time in her life, and she'll just have a straight face. Like there's not... Like, some of the animations are lacking in the game. But with all that, that doesn't make it a bad game. It just shows that it's a video game. It shows that it was made by humans, and it shows that games are never going to be perfect, like the majority of things out there in life. And I'm not going to sit around like I would have done a few years ago, ranting and raving about how bad the game is and how good the game is. And, like, I'm trying to basically come from a neutral point of view, pointing out the problems, talking about the goods. And bringing up good, the story in the game, from my opinion, is actually quite compelling. As I said, I'm about 7 or 8 hours in, and the story has actually managed to pull me in to the point where I can't wait to get back on the game every time I take a break from it, so that I can get the story to unfold more and figure out more about the game and just basically carry on and make my way through to the end. However, I will say they did Yasuke dirty. I thought it'd be a much better balance between the two characters, Naoe and Yasuke. But the game focuses like pretty much 100% on Naoe for the first like 8+ hours. I've barely done any side content. I've done a little bit. And to be completely honest, I have taken my time quite a bit with it. I've not been rushing through or anything like that. But as I said, about 7 or 8 hours in, and I got to use Yasuke for about 5 minutes towards the start of the game. The rest of it has been Naoe. So Yasuke got done dirty. And overall, it's a good game. It's by far not the best release ever, but it's a game that's got fun gameplay, it's got a cool story, and there's also some very interesting mechanics, like the base building for your hideout. And I also really like the way you get to recruit allies to help you scout objectives. They've also got season changes, and they really add to the atmosphere of the game. So even if it's not at full price, I honestly think this game is worth at least a Ubisoft Plus subscription for the month. Because in my opinion, it's one of those games that if you don't play it, you are missing out. And if you do, then you'll either just get on with it or you'll really enjoy it. Obviously, there's going to be people that hate it, they don't like it. I've seen a couple of videos where there's, like, the people who have had absolutely nothing good to say about the game whatsoever. It's all just been negative. And as I said, everyone is entitled to their own opinion about the game. And what I want you guys to do is share yours in the comments. The reason I'm making this video is because I'm seeing a lot of hate around all Ubisoft games, and they just can't seem to shake it. But I'm going to say that quite a bit of it is not warranted hate. Like, some of it is definitely for sure, but I'm going to say a lot of it is not. There are some companies out there that don't deserve any praise whatsoever, but people will never say a bad word about them. They'll give them praise. Then it goes to the other end of the spectrum too. There are some really good companies out there that deserve all of the praise, but people either don't talk about it or they just put the company down. I just wish people would start playing games for the game itself and the gameplay, not for the publisher, the developers. Because sometimes you are going to basically get shot in the foot. Like, you're going to trust a company, they'll release a really bad game. Or you'll have absolutely no idea about a company and they'll make one of your favourite games of the year. At the end of the day, games are designed for entertainment, and people seem to forget that easily, and I was one of those people. I was an absolute sucker for it a few years back. I fell down the rabbit hole of negativity, and I stayed there for a few years. There was a time, I can't remember exactly when it was, maybe 2020 to 2021 or something like that. Maybe even late 2019 or something. I was just so negative about everything that I would bash games left, right and centre. I mean, I've even done it in dribs and drabs over the last couple of years. I've done do not buy videos, and I've just got really passionate about bashing games, and I've not really had a valid reason. Maybe at the time I felt I had a really valid reason, but sometimes it was a rushed opinion. And the rabbit hole of negativity is a really bad place to be, but time has taught me to just enjoy what we get, to not expect any perfection or anything like that. I mean, unless it's a really bad time, then it's a completely different story. So yeah, in my opinion, Assassin's Creed Shadows is a good game. It's by no means the best, and it's by no means the worst. I think it's got an 81% positive rating on Steam, and I think that's sort of a good area for it. I'd say at the lowest end of where I would put this game, it'd be something like 78-79%. And the highest I would put it, just based off the 7 or 8 hours I've played, the highest I'd put it as something like 83-84%. I think it's sitting in a decent spot, but some of the hate it's had, some people's reviews and things like that, even if it is just a text-based Steam review, I think some of them are massively out of touch. But again, it's personal opinion, that's just what I think. I want you guys to let me know exactly what you think in the comments. But with that, we are going to leave the video there. I hope to see you guys in one of my walkthrough videos. I hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you for watching.